And we begin tonight with breaking news. There's a large police presence right now in Tempe near Baseline and McClintock. This is a live look from our photojournalist who's at the scene. We don't have any information right now on exactly what's happening. We have reached out to Tempe police for an update. Stay with 12 News on air and online for the latest.
And now to the West Valley. Right now, Glendale police are looking for a suspect involved in a hit-and-run crash near 43rd Avenue and Bethany Home Road. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. The suspect in the case isn't the driver, but rather a passenger who's accused of getting out of the car and assaulting the other driver before taking off. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra spoke with the other driver and joins us now with what she's saying. Gabby?
Well, Mark Ribe, Rosie Flores tells me she's an Uber driver and was on her way to pick up a passenger when this scary situation unfolded. She says her injuries are now preventing her from getting back behind the wheel, which means she'll be out of work for the next 6 months.
A minor crash turned into a major headache for Rosie Flores.
First thing that I hear was right here.
She showed me her white Kia, now marked up with scrapes and scratches after she says she was sideswiped last month.
The tires hit, and that sounded like really bad.
But it's what she says happened after the crash that left her seriously hurt.
I never thought he would drop on the floor.
Flores, who didn't want her face shown on camera, tells me a blue SUV hit her near 43rd Avenue and Bethany Home Road. She pulled into a parking lot to exchange information with the driver, but instead a passenger allegedly jumped out of the SUV and started screaming at her.
Like, you have to pay me, give me cash, give me cash. But she don't let me talk. And I was so nervous.
Flores says when she tried calling 911, the woman allegedly threw her cell phone and knocked her to the ground. Then two men got out of the car and tried to restrain the woman.
And I opened my eyes and I see those guys holding her. I thought, like, oh, please don't let her go, because I was afraid. I was really afraid.
Flores says all three left before police officers arrived. She couldn't remember the license plate, and Glendale police say the real-time crime center was unable to capture any video of the SUV.
I'm really mad because they have to pay the consequence.
Police tell me officers documented injuries on Flores consistent with the fall, including a bump on the back of her head. Now, more than a week later, she says she's still in a lot of pain and worries if the people aren't caught, this could happen to someone else.
Never kill the car. Never. Because you don't know what the people's intention is.
And police say if a suspect is located, they could face assault charges and hit-and-run charges. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact the Glendale Police Department. In studio, Gabriela Becerra at 12 News.
Gabby, thanks. Two people are in critical condition tonight after a crash in Avondale. It happened just after 3 o'clock near Avondale Boulevard in Van Buren. Details are limited right now, but fire officials tell us 2 cars were involved and both drivers suffered severe injuries. There's still no word on what led up to the crash. A person in Mojave County has died after being infected with Hantavirus. However, health officials say it is not the same strain that was recently linked to a cruise ship in South America. The Mojave County Department of Public Health says the person contracted a strain of the virus that is not transmitted from one person to another. It's found for the most part in deer mice, and officials say infections mostly happen when people inhale dust that's been contaminated by the rodents. However, officials are still tracing the exact source of that person's exposure. All right, let's talk weather with meteorologist Lindsay Riley. Linz, day 1 of June, and temperatures pretty much on brand for this time of the year.
It is, yes, and we are warming up. So temperatures are beginning to cool as we go into the overnight. We're 10 degrees off the high for right now, sitting at 93. We topped out at 103. But by the middle of the week, those highs are going to be pushing 106, which is above average. Our average is right around 100 degrees. So the triple digits, perfectly normal, and we have a pretty long stretch of them on tap for us right now. So there's our high for the day. Lake Havasu, Yuma, Casa Grande also in the triple digits this afternoon. Winslow had a hot day at 91, 84 this afternoon in Show Low. This is the 10-day forecast, and you can see temperatures are building, peaking at 106 Wednesday and Thursday. Even with the cool down, we're still in the triple digits this weekend. And beyond the 10-day forecast, I am seeing the possibility of some 110s moving our way. As today is the first day of meteorological summer. We just wrapped up meteorological spring, and it went down as the warmest spring on record. That includes March, April, and May. And March, as you know, was extremely hot. Our average temperature over that 3-month period, 80.2 degrees. The average should be in the mid-70s. So we smashed the record over the last 3 months. And of course, now we're looking at above average temperatures to continue for the foreseeable future. Caribe.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Today marks exactly 4 months since 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was reported missing from her Catalina Foothills home. Guthrie was first reported missing on February 1st, and doorbell camera footage from her home shows a masked man at her front door. On Mother's Day, Guthrie's daughter, Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, shared an emotional plea for help online. The Guthrie family is offering a $1 million reward for any info that helps move the case forward. Anyone with information is asked to call 1-800-CALL-FBI.
A 12-year-old is in the hospital tonight after being hit by a car in the East Valley. Chandler police tell us the child was riding an e-bike near Gilbert and Queen Creek Road when they were hit. The child is expected to be okay. No word on what led to the crash.
Also in Chandler, a dog is now in the custody of the Arizona Humane Society after being rescued from a parked car that had reached 132 degrees. Chandler police say that they got a call back in May on the 11th around 1 p.m. that a dog had been left in the back of a car on what was a 100-degree day outside. Police charged the person who left the animal with animal cruelty charges. Officials say that it serves as another reminder to never leave children or pets inside of a parked car, even if it's for a short period of time. Well, homeowners in Peoria's Vistancia community are at odds over plans to build a 70-foot cell tower at the Foothills Center. The city's Planning and Zoning Commission denied the project last month, but now that decision has been appealed to city council members who will have to make the final say during tomorrow's meeting. Tonight, 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk explains the back and forth.
The 70-foot cell tower is designed to blend in, but neighbors who back up to the Foothills Center say it would be hard to ignore. Peoria's Planning and Zoning Commission agreed, denying the project earlier this month. Now Verizon is appealing, and City Council gets the final vote. At the May 7th hearing, residents made their feelings clear.
We have million-dollar homes. And now I'm going to be looking at a 70-foot tower out.
I am fully in support of this project.
Beyond aesthetics, some neighbors raise safety concerns and what a tower could do to their property values.
Homes near towers can lose approximately 8% of their value.
Within the U.S., all the documented cases of tower falls, fires, and collapses.
But others welcome the cell tower. Many residents say spotty service isn't just an inconvenience, it's a safety issue.
I unfortunately must endure the same undependable cell phone coverage other residents in the area must endure.
There's a lot of people that are desperate and actually have listed the number of 911 calls that were dropped.
This is not a case of bill that they will come. This is carriers reacting to problems in the area. So that's really why we're here.
In the end, the Planning and Zoning Commission denied the application.
These homeowners bought homes with view fencing next to a premier community amenity. I just don't see this as an appropriate land use at that location.
On Tuesday, Peoria City Council will decide whether to approve, deny, or modify the project, and they're encouraging residents to show up and speak. The meeting begins at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Kyle, thanks. A former parent-teacher organization president at EduPrise Charter School in Queen Creek is now facing felony charges, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the group that she was once in charge of. Board members of the EduPrise PTO organization first raised concerns about a missing money last August. Now, many of those same board members are relieved that someone is being brought to justice. 12 News journalist Sean Rice has our story.
On Friday afternoon, the former president of EduPrise's parent-teacher organization was arrested. Video shows members of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office take her into custody on a warrant. Investigators say Jocelyn Carranza was arrested on felony charges of theft and fraudulent schemes and artifices. The Pinal County Attorney's Office says the Sheriff's Office investigation found she stole between $25,000 and $100,000 from their PTO accounts over several years.
Nobody else
could have access to that account?
No, nobody had access.
Former board members like Jamie Acalia say Carranza was the only person to have access to the group's Wells Fargo account. It's an account that did not have enough money in it to reimburse a teacher for taking students on a field trip when the account should have had enough funds to do so. So where did the money go? Jamie has her suspicions.
She goes to NASCAR. She's like a season pass holder for the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Her kid plays club baseball. They're in everything.
She says current and former board members have cooperated fully with the law enforcement investigation, hoping one day that the PTO group can be made whole.
I hope that she gets brought to justice. I mean, I would hope that the school would get reimbursed some of that money, but I don't see that happening. I'm sure with all of the extravagant trips she was taking, it's spent, but I just want to see it come to justice.
In a statement to 12 News, the current PTO board members say they are working to rebuild trust with parents in the community who have donated to their group over the last several years. That pursuit has been ongoing ever since Carranza was removed as board president last summer.
And that was Sean Rice reporting. Carranza has not publicly commented on these allegations despite requests from 12 News. She is due in court for the first time on June 12th.